So I know we're all too familiar with some of the obvious reasons why we might be putting on weight. Eating a lot of processed foods, eating too much at every meal, eating sugar and really fatty foods and heavy foods. These are the obvious reasons. But to be honest, when we're eating these foods, it's typically emotional eating. We're eating these foods in an attempt to experience some pleasure when we're not feeling well. I did this most of my life. I used food to soothe myself. And it's a very easy way to soothe yourself. But unfortunately, as we all know, we don't feel good even just a few minutes later. It's such a temporary feeling of pleasure that's not worth it in the long run. Now, of course, this short video, we can't go over all the reasons why you might be emotionally eating, but just becoming aware of your emotions when you're eating or making unhealthy food choices is the first step in healing your relationship with food. But I do want to go over a few practical tips that really help reduce those stubborn excess pounds, even if you've tried eating less and exercising more. The number one thing you can do is to not eat after dinner. This was such a hard one for me. I loved my nighttime snacks. I loved going to bed with a feeling of fullness. It was comforting to me. But my body, my skin, my hair, everything was suffering because of this habit. So we want to go at least 12 to 14 hours with no food in our stomach from dinner time till breakfast, or for some a little later. They can push it a little bit longer depending on your appetite in the morning. So that means after you eat dinner, nothing. Don't eat anything. Easier said than done, but try not to eat anything. You can have some water, some herbal tea. You will feel so good over time if you continue this habit. Now, what happens if you give yourself that long break? Your body is able to clean up the digestive toxins. It's just able to come back into balance while you're sleeping instead of having to digest food all night long. It feels so good when you wake up. You have more energy, you're more alert, everything just seems more clear. And you'll notice the excess weight starts to diminish. The other practical tip I want to tell you about is to switch to drinking warm water. Now, I know a lot of you are going to laugh because it's in the middle of summer. You're like, what? There's no way I can drink warm water. Warm water is one of the most effective ways of losing weight. Even if you're not making a lot of diet changes or food changes. I try not to even use the word diet because it can be so triggering for so many women. Food choices. The warm water helps kind of melt toxins in your body, helps to improve your digestion. Now, if you live somewhere where it's really hot, you don't have to be drinking very warm or hot water. You just want to avoid cold or ice cold water. Now, in the wintertime, it's a good time to kind of heat it up a bit and increase the temperature in your water. But we are in the summertime. And so at least having just room temperature water is going to make a big difference in how you're digesting your food. And when your digestion improves, your body is able to use your food as energy now instead of storing it as fat.